Sorry, just as soon as I started that. Hello and welcome back to a chip off the old block toys. My name is Jeff, and today we are going to continue to build the Ninjago City Gardens. This set is 71741. It has been released 4 years ago. I have built it in the past. I don't believe I built it on the channel though. Anyway, I'm in the middle of a kick of trying to get all my Ninjago together, and after that, after we finish this set, I cannot find my Ninjago City set, but I do have it. So since I can't find it, I'm probably going to skip it, and I'm going to head over to Batman and that theme, and I will get it all built. And so anyway, let's switch cameras so you all can see exactly what's going on here. All right, here we go. This is what we built so far. And these are the pieces. Well, you can't see all of it, but I got pieces laid out so we can get this done pretty efficiently. All right, appreciate that, Cajun Yeti. He says, hey, brother, I'm not home. Can't stay long. Just wanted to show some love. I appreciate all the love you showed. Thank you very much, sir. And, yeah, so let's set this aside because we're not going to need it for now. And we started, yeah, so I'm going to do Batman theme after this one. We're just back in time to take Portos out for a 6th walk. Wow, John. Yeah, I did. And actually, I kind of went on a kick yesterday about spiritual things. In addition to reading scripture there, like you're talking about, I also listened to Turning Point USA. They had Tucker Carlson as the host yesterday, and that was really, really good. Because now that Charlie Kirk has passed, of course, he can't run the show, so they had him do it, and they asked him to do it, and it was actually really, really good. And talking about how much Charlie Kirk loved Jesus and what kind of man that he was or is, or however you want to say it. That was a really good. I don't know if you get a chance to watch it. I did. John, I've been walking too, brother. I did 4,000 steps yesterday. Yeah, man. Actually, I did pretty good on that too yesterday. I don't know how many steps I walked. I could take a look, but I've been doing the same thing. I'm trying to get more steps in because I'm just not getting a lot. And that's one thing I did enjoy, though, is that when I set up these pieces right here, I have a very large table over here that I spread the pieces out. And it's not directly next to this table, so I keep walking back and forth, and I get a lot of steps in. In fact, I was going to look at that, but I forgot. Let's look at yesterday. Go back to yesterday. 8,380, and that is actually kind of low. Well, here lately it's not low for me, but keep in mind that just a couple months ago, I used to get anywhere from 12,000 to 15,000 a day, but I haven't been doing that great because I've been focusing a lot on many other things, just trying to keep life afloat, if you know what I mean. So you did watch it yesterday. Awesome. Yeah, I really do enjoy spiritual things, and I've been very open about my spiritual beliefs, and I'm not really affiliated with any sort of church or religion. I'm just the kind of guy who believes in God, and I don't really like to define things too much because I feel like that's where a lot of the fighting comes from, because one religion tells you you're wrong, the other religion says you're right, and there'll be a third one that says you're both wrong, and there'll be a fourth one that wants to do bodily harm because you don't believe the way they do. And I'm not trying to be funny or satire in that, but that really is the reason I don't like organized religion, because there's just too much infighting about things. So I just like to keep it simple. I believe in God, and I really just don't care to define it any further. but I really do like reading the scriptures on my own. In fact, I've been the last several days that I've been going out to my shop to work on things, I found an app that'll read the Bible to you. So if I'm not backstage or doing something, I oftentimes have the Bible going in the background in my ear, and I've been listening to it, and I really liked. I mean, I've always known the story of Moses, or not Moses, Noah, but hearing it again, I caught on little nuances I haven't caught on before. And that's exactly right, Yeti. Jesus didn't die on the cross for a religion. He died on the cross so you can have a personal relationship with him. And I couldn't agree more with that statement. No truer words have been spoken. So yeah, yesterday was a really good day, man. I was able to watch a few things and, read a few scripture, and got all this set up, which getting this all set up was a job all by itself. But I'm very happy that I was able to do this because, well, we need to get this done. This is definitely something that I need to focus on and get it done. Now, speaking of getting it done, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do a live stream tomorrow morning or not. A lot of that depends on whether or not I have time to get more pieces laid out for tomorrow. And if I can't, then I'm not going to be able to do the stream. And I'm I'm leaning on the side of I don't think I'm going to be able to do a live stream tomorrow morning. And that's mostly because I've just got so much I need to do today. And tomorrow's also the monthly family dinners. Yeah. So tomorrow afternoon, I'll be gone for majority of the day. That's what I'm trying to say. Through all these broken thoughts of mine. Man, I was going to try to not do the air conditioner, but I'm already feeling the sweat, guys. So I think I'm going to turn it. I just turned it off right before the stream started, but I'm going to be chicken and just turn it back on. Oh, thanks, Edward Allen. This is actually one of my no, it's not one of. This is my favorite T-shirt, mainly because my daughter gave it to me for Christmas a couple years back, and it's just become a personal favorite ever since. But I'm very happy to have the air conditioner up here to service my needs because it gets hot up here. Okay. What's really funny is when you're putting this together, all these pieces, it never seems like it goes that fast to put it together. But when you're using them, it goes like hotcakes. Are you Rocket Man, Jeff? I guess so, with all these spacemen. And I know I just got through talking about spiritual things, but as a kid, there was a comic book store across the street from my high school, and he had inappropriate comic books that were fake. And one of the things that they had was a fake paperback books by Dr. Seuss. And one of them was, instead of Rocket in my pocket, it was a young guy, a teenage guy dating a teenage girl, and it was called Rocket in his pocket, which of course has a totally different meaning, if you get my drift. So when you say Rocket Man, that's what comes to my mind, is that dirty ass comic book that I saw as a kid. And well, the other comic books they had were very inappropriate. Instead of the Terminator, it was the Sperminator. And instead of Edward's scissor hands, it was Edward penis hands. So, yeah, that was in the comic book. Fake comic books, but yeah, they were at the comic book store. At the time, I was collecting Transformer comics. So, every time I don't remember how often they came out, but we went there almost every day for lunch, and I used to try to get whatever I could, and whenever a new Transformers came out, I made sure that I had that copy. And it really did serve me good, because years later, what was it, 2007, 2008, when they came out with the new Transformers movie, that first in that series, I had the first comic book of the series, and I fetched a very pretty penny on eBay for that. And yeah, there was, I don't know, there's some titles I won't repeat, but there was some more Dr. Seuss books as well that are coming to mind now that I thought about this. And they were fake Dr. Seuss books. But yeah. Because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. But yes, my mind's been wasted ever since, probably at the age of 12. So what's everyone doing today? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about, Lego Jeffo. I used to work at a comic book store, and they carried Shut Comics too. Yeah. I mean, I know it's immature, but that stuff's funny. I'm sorry. Smut. Okay, Smut Comics. Okay. Yeah. More cleaning, checking out the guest room, and get going on the garage. John, I need to do my garage. My garage needs organized sorely. The problem is, I live out here in the country, and those bugs have taken over, like spiders and other things have just about taken over that dang garage. So it's kind of, yeah. But if I cleaned it out, it probably would help. Why would they sell that where kids could look at them? I really don't know, man. But, as a 15, 16-year-old, that stuff was funny. And Mrs. Chip says, I have cleaning, laundry, packing. We're training. Have to clean. We're training. Wow. Miss Chip, you must be using text to voice because sounds like you're drunk if I'm reading it straight. And Mrs. Chip only gets drunk on Tuesdays, so it's not a Tuesday. Just kidding. She doesn't drink. Oh boy, what's wrong here? And the Lego Master. Hey Chip, Kurt making shorts on my previous mocks. Then I'm upgrading them. Then I'll post the upgrade. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so we're ready for the base of this. Okay, so this goes. Right here. And now this is starting to make sense because now it's like connected to this support that I didn't really realize what it was for. Okay. Yeah, I did. It messed me up. Yeah, it did mess you up quite a bit. I don't really have time for video games. Lego Jeffo, I do like video games, but right now, I've been open about this. You know, I got laid off and almost 2 years ago now, and I've held a couple other jobs, 2 jobs since being laid off. Well, technically 3, but none of them really worked out because they weren't in the field that I used to be in. And I've really struggled. So right now, I'm putting almost everything I have into YouTube just to try to save my home and some other things. So it's been kind of a rough time, to be honest. And speaking of rough times, I didn't grab enough of these little things. Let me see if I can get those real quick. Okay, I got them. You know something, Yeti? I don't think that's far from the truth. I think you're right on. But I can't really say much because YouTube will definitely censor such comments. So I'm gonna have to leave the comments there, and we can talk about that later on. And I would be happy to talk about the things that I saw growing up and what I think of them now. And in fact, it's very interesting because it's kind of what I've been going through right now. I've been kind of reevaluating some things in my life and some things that I grew up with and just kind of looking at them. And it has nothing to do with that subject. And just realizing at one time I felt certain things were so right in my life, and only later on to find out that I was dead wrong. Not that I was doing anything like illegal or anything. I wasn't, but sometimes you just kind of think about things and have a different perspective when you get a little older. Okay, how? Oh boy. Somehow I missed some of the pieces that go on here. So what do I need? Okay, I got this. I need this, this, and this. Okay, I need 4 pieces. All right, let's see if I can get them. Well, I struck out pretty hard. I can only find 1 out of 4 pieces, and because this is not essential to the build, I'll move on and I'll find it later on and fix it. But as far as video games, I used to play the Batman, Lego Batman, with my son when he was younger. I mean, this is quite some time ago, because my son's like 21 now, almost 22. Yeah, I agree, but I look at everything that's been coming out. Oh, yeah, okay. I just completed Lego City Undercover, and I've opened up everything. I think it's cool knowing that the Emerald Knight comes from that game. Does it really? That is pretty cool. But then we were more mature than kids in our... We were. And, yeah. I was in high school when the first Gulf War broke out. And I do have to admit that was quite a sobering moment, because the Vietnam War ended, I think, when I was 2 years old. So I really didn't have a perspective of the Vietnam War and how it affected people too much. I knew a couple people in my neighborhood that were crazy adults, and people would just say, oh, they served in the war. And I was like, oh, okay, not really realizing what it meant. But the Gulf War kind of hit home for me, because that was the first like conflict that I understood what was happening and why. And boy, I did a horrible job. I'm missing more pieces. Yeah, so that was the Gulf War was a very sobering moment of history to go through. And you know, we didn't know how strong Saddam was, and so it kind of, you know, I envisioned things going horribly wrong. They didn't, but yeah, and that was on the heels of that large earthquake that San Jose had in 1989. And so, yeah, kind of had to grow up a little faster than I'd hoped. And I missed more pieces. My goodness, I didn't do a very good job. Well, I found a couple of the other pieces that I was missing from the earlier steps, so I'll throw those in there. I'm only missing one of those now. Yeah, and then after the Gulf War, you know, I got married a few years after the Gulf War started, just a couple years. And then I very, very clearly remember 9/11 happening. 9/11 was an absolute, I mean, absolute just SH show. I was working for the newspaper at the time. And I remember I had worked the night before, and I'd gotten home at like 5 or 6 in the morning, and I was barely in bed. I was only in bed for like 2 hours, and my wife comes in and knocks on the door, and she says, "Your boss is on the phone." And I was thinking to myself, well, what the hell did I do wrong? Like, did I forget to lock up something? I mean, like, what's this guy calling me for? And I really had no idea. And he told me, he says, hey, you need to turn on the news. There's some stuff going on. And I was thinking to myself, man, I don't want to turn on the news, man. I'm tired. I just got home and kind of had a nasty attitude about it. And my boss was like, no, really, you need to turn it on. So I did. And that's when I saw what was going on. And then shortly thereafter, I was called into work. And I worked for like the next 28 days straight. And I forgot another piece. This is embarrassing. I don't normally forget this many pieces, but I definitely did this time. I think this might be the reason that it went so well yesterday. Putting this together was that my pieces I forgot. Chair cam, yeah, it is. Hey, Brett's Builds, how you doing? And it's going to be a chair cam again because, oh my goodness, I forgot another piece. This is awful, guys. I thought I did better, but I did not do better. All right. I could have sworn I got all these pieces, but apparently I didn't. I was already in the Army when 9/11 was going on. I remember telling my sergeant we were going to war. Yeah, that was a very, very sobering moment to hear the president at the time tell us that that he didn't give a crap, that if you were a nation that produced terrorists or harbored terrorists, you were going to be attacked. And it didn't seem like much longer after that. It was like, oh, we're going to war with Afghanistan. Oh, we're going to war with Iraq. So, yeah, very sobering moments to be a part of that history. But then again, I mean, you know, that is our history. And okay, so why? Oh, it works out. Okay, never mind. And Brett's Builds, how are you doing this morning, man? I still need to clean up the chicken coop. I don't know if I'm going to get to it today, though. Seems like that's a very fun thing to put off. My heart stayed to my stomach that day. I was heartbroken for all those people. Yeah, I actually, I definitely know that feeling because it just was. I keep using somber and sobering, but that is what it was. I mean, it was, you know, we were attacked on our own soil, and so things just were just crazy. Sense of disbelief. Big sense of disbelief. I did see that Turning Point USA voted to make Charlie Kirk's wife the CEO of the company. And she's vowed to keep it going. And if you guys missed it, Tucker Carlson yesterday announced that he will do some of the in-person college tours that Charlie had planned for the rest of the year. He's not going to do all of them, but he's going to do a few of them. So I'm very happy about that. I think that's awesome that Tucker Carlson would step up to it. And Tucker Carlson was the kind of guy who him and Charlie were really good friends in real life. So that's part of the reason that he decided to do that and decided to step up, which, again, I think it's very brave of him to do considering the political environment. Ben Shapiro said the same thing. Not much of a Tucker Carlson fan. He's off the rails sometimes. He is. I agree with you, John. I didn't know that Ben Shapiro said that he was going to do that too. Again, I'm very happy to hear that, though. Yeah, Tucker, I agree with you. But overall, I like Tucker. But there are times I definitely don't agree with him. Now we have September 10th and 11th that are horrible days in history. Did you hear about President Trump saying October 14th will be known as Charlie Kirk Day because that's his birthday? No, I did not hear that, but I think that's freaking awesome. Yeah, to be honest with you, man, if I hear about them coming to Salt Lake, because there's University of Utah, if they come to Salt Lake, I'll definitely go see them. Or there's also University of Idaho in Pocatello. And if they come to that, I will also go to support them. I will definitely support them. That's a very worthy endeavor. And hey, maybe I might even stream from there a little bit. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, but or maybe I need to start a second channel and talk about political stuff more there, because it's really bothering me that we live in an environment where everything has been made political, number one, and number two, if you don't agree with somebody politically, we're no longer friends. I do not agree with that. I will be friends with anybody as long as you're a decent human being. You do not have to agree with me. Hell, you do not have to be a Christian. Just as long as you're a decent person. That's my only really requirement for friendship. You be a decent person, and I'll be a decent person. So maybe I should do another channel where I talk about my political stuff there. And really take off the gloves. I did hear this, though. Well, let's see. I'm going to read Yeti's comment first. I don't always agree with Tucker Carlson, but I do love that he's a man on our side. He admitted yesterday he's been wrong. Yes, he did say that. He's been wrong about a bunch of stuff. Any man that commits mistakes is a real man. I think Candace Owens has lost her mind. I would agree with you because I heard her well, sorry, I shouldn't be so judgmental. I heard her analysis of how the shooter can't be the shooter, and it was the dumbest thing in the world. It was her saying because he went to Dairy Queen right after the shooting is the reason he couldn't be. And it's like, no, actually, if somebody just ended somebody, I could definitely see that they would go somewhere just to blend in, because if you're running from the scene of something, it automatically just makes you look guilty. So him going to a Dairy Queen just a few minutes away from where it all happened actually makes sense to me, because then you blend in, and as long as you pay for your stuff, no one's going to question you being a paying customer. And they didn't know who did it yet, so I don't understand how that makes any sense. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I used to be a huge fan of hers, but I agree with you. Ever since she left the Daily Wire, it seems like she's gone off the rails some. And that's not me being a jerk. That's just my observation. I love this. I got 2 people talking to me, but YouTube says I only have 1 person watching. So whatever you did to split yourself in half, I appreciate it. All right, let me, I did miss one piece. Let me go grab that. Okay, got it. And that last final piece that I was missing, I found it. So I'm going to be very delicate here, because it's hard to get my fat hands in there. Yeah, we need to pray for her. I think she's grasping at straws because she doesn't want to deal with the reality of what happened. And, you know, I'll say this further. I think it'd be really hard right now to be a public personality that big. Because, I mean, to be honest, I never wish anything would happen to anybody, and that's not my point. My point is, it'd be hard not to feel like there's a target painted on your back right now if you're a giant public figure. So my heart does go out to him, because that has to be a huge weight to carry, not knowing if you've upset somebody you don't even know to the point where they're willing to end things for you, if you know what I mean. And Candace has a lot to live for. I mean, she's got, she just had a baby, a year ago? And she's married. So, I mean, much like Charlie Kirk, she's kind of just starting out life. Okay, see, we are done with another section. So I'm going to go ahead and place that section. Yes, I think that's how it goes. I can't really tell. Lego did not make the instructions that clear. Okay, but anyway, we've got this right here. Placed, and I think next we're working on the platform that connects the two, and we are. Yes, me too, Yeti. I don't like to talk about conspiracies too much, because, it's kind of conspiracies are a weird thing, because it used to be before that I would just automatically dismiss you and say you're off your rocker. But it seems like in the last 5 years or so, I need a new set of conspiracy theories, because all the ones I had have come true. And that's not far from the truth. But conspiracies in general, I don't like them, because some of them have been dead wrong. And unfortunately, when a conspiracy theory is wrong, a lot of times innocent people are hurt. So yes, but at this point, it isn't looking too good. I mean, I don't see how this particular one could be a conspiracy theory. The dude who is in custody right now and charged with the crime has admitted to his family that he did it. So I don't think anybody else did. There might have been other people involved that helped him, but as far as him not being the right person, I really find that hard to believe. Walking into a store, all right. Yeah, I do. I have a really hard time believing it would be anybody else. I think that other people are going to be charged with other crimes, like obstruction of justice, and speaking of conspiracy, but conspiracy to commit murder, since they were encouraging it. Probably. I see that one very much happening. So yeah, it kind of it's a bit much. But I was watching another guy, and this is definitely a conspiracy, but basically this guy's a former prisoner, and he was saying that he was talking about how the major gangs in prison have indicated that the shooter ain't going to make it in prison. And that's all. That's the only real way I can put it, because I ain't trying to get banned off of here. They have enough to convict him. They have Discord chat. They have everyone admitting to what he said. So they have witnesses. He's done for. I'm not worried about him. I just want to know who else was involved. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, didn't they say they've got him in Discord saying he did it? I mean, like he typed it out that he did it. That's my understanding. Now, my understanding could be off, but I thought that's what they said they had against him, which is pretty dang serious if you ask me. I mean, how can you get around that? You go into a chat and you say, I did it. Okay, well, you did it then, right? So, but I mean, there is the possibility that he'll be found innocent. So I must remind everybody that regardless of everything that we think we know, that under our laws, he is innocent until proven guilty. And I am saying that mostly to cover my behind, not because in my mind, I truly believe that he's innocent, because I don't. I think that he's very guilty of things that have happened. But it's not for me to decide. I'm not on the jury. All right. You know what's scary? Scary is I thought I laid out enough pieces to go for a while at this. But I'm actually getting close to the end of my stash that I set aside here. The stash is going a lot faster than I thought. And I'm talking about stash of Lego. I ain't talking about anything illegal. I don't own those kind of stashes. And I can confidently tell you I've never had that kind of stash in my house. Just not a fan of that stuff. I will try to lay out more pieces, guys, so we can have another stream tomorrow morning, because I really do want to get this done. As I was saying earlier, my next project is to build my Batman sets, and that's mainly because I need those Batman sets for my city coming up real soon. So what better way than to prepare for it than to come on camera with you fine folks and to talk and build and just have a good time. I mean, I can't think of anything better I'd rather be doing. So I'd like to get this done as soon as possible so we can make that a reality. So that's kind of the tentative plan, is just to get this done so I can get other things done, like the Batman. I want to start off with the Batman shadow box, and then I want to do the Batwing. And I'm not sure which Batwing, because I've got more than one Batwing. I will have to take a look at what I have to decide which version will work best with what I'm going to do next on my city. So yeah, you know, we got a lot of exciting things coming up, as well as city updates. I am working on the Catacombs of Paris right now, and the Catacombs of Paris is coming along very nicely, and I mean very nicely. I've got the movie theater built, and now I'm going to be working on some other, the actual catacombs themselves where all the bones are located. That's going to be on this Wednesday's video, by the way. Okay, so we can set this aside for a moment so we can get the rest of this done. We're just building the platform right now that connects the two sections of the Ninjago City, which are currently not together. They're kind of freestanding. This piece right here connects all of that. And I think I've mentioned this before, I really do like the Ninjago City stuff. This theme is really awesome. It's got a lot of different facets to it, and its style is unique. It's got a lot of good stuff. Oh my goodness, did I really do that? I did. I reversed. Oh man. Okay, that's embarrassing. All right, I grabbed the wrong colors. Right size pieces and right types of pieces, wrong colors. I'll fix that here in a moment. Yeah, I definitely need those pieces about right now. All right. Well, I'll have to run over there and do it. Okay, so I need. Yeah, I know what I need. Okay, I'll be right back. So as far as the city's concerned, I'm investing about $100 a week into that project. So that is part of the reason why it is going so slow, is that really about $100 a week is all I can afford. And that's also the other reason that I'm not buying too many sets right now, because I only have $100 a week that I could put into all of this. So I have to narrow my focus. And so I'm just going to focus on the city almost completely. I do plan on doing some other things besides the city as I can, but that is going to be my main focus for the next little bit. It's going to be just my city. Okay, so very quickly here, we're going to get into some signage for this Ninjago City, and it becomes very interesting because the techniques that are used here are not illegal or anything, but they're unusual. And so we're just about ready to start that. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I think it looks really cool. And yeah, I like these little sort of, I don't want to call them Easter eggs, but these little details they do, they are pretty awesome. And I don't know if you guys have seen the Ninjago movie, but my favorite part of the Ninjago movie is pretty messed up. It's the line where Lloyd's talking to his dad, and he says, "You ruined my life." And the dad's like, "I'm not sure how I could have. I was never there." I thought that line was so messed up in the movie. Okay, now we're getting into the signage. Okay, let's get her done. Okay, I didn't do something right, because that is not working. But that is what I'm seeing in the pictures. Okay. Well, how do I make this make sense? There we go. Oh shoot! I got the wrong one. I will turn this around so you guys can see this here in a minute. Okay, so we have our first little sign here. We've got several of these here, so we're going to build all those. And I do remember this little thing being a real pain in the butt. And it's being a real pain in the butt right now. There we go. Okay. All right. On the next one. Oh, sorry, guys. I did not get to sleep very well last night. It just wasn't in the cards. Okay, so let's, this next one's a little more interesting. So we have just regular signage right here, as you can see. And then this corner one gets interesting, and you'll see that here in a minute. I mean, we're starting off with a giant snowflake. So it does get very interesting very fast. Okay, so you can see what it does here, and then it goes further. I think we got one more little piece. Yeah, we do. Okay, and next the fun part, because you got these things move, so you got to line it up just right. And oh no, it's not the corner one. I'm sorry. It's this one over here. I made a mistake, but here you go. So we have our signage. We got two more, and then the corner one. This next one's interesting because this next one, it uses game controllers that are blank in order to make its statement. Oh, pardon me, something in my throat. Okay, so we do have the corner one now. This is the one that's hard to line up when you're done, but line it up we will. Actually, it went a lot easier than the first time I built it. The first time I built it, it was like, it was crazy. And did I really do that? I did. All right, I'll be right back. Let me see if I can grab these pieces I missed. All right. Well, finding the pearl gold pieces is actually easy because I've already separated them out from everything else. I think it's really interesting how they get these pieces to go together and how they use them in this set. Like we're using skeletons, torsos, with some sort of armor, but these pieces are not meant to be a minifigure, they're meant to be signage. So I think it looks really cool, and I'm definitely a fan of this. All right, so we've got the corner and all the signage, and then now we just got to do a couple of lights, it looks like. Yep. Okay. Now we have the lights built. We just got to place them. Okay. Now that we have that done, we need to place it, which my goodness, we looks like it placed right the first time. Well, oh no, it did not. Or no, it did. because that's going right into the correct. Okay. So we've got pretty far today, guys. We first started out, we only had the first two on the bottom here. We built these two here, and then we built this platform. We still got a really long ways to go. I mean, this set is humongous. So what we're going to do, though, I didn't lay out any more pieces, so this is where I got to stop it. We are done with book 1 of 3, though, so that means we're a third of the way done. What I'm really hoping to do, I'm really hoping that I will have time today to lay out more pieces so I can do a live stream tomorrow morning about the same time. If that is possible, that is exactly what's going to happen. So I appreciate each and every one of you being here with me today. If you would, drop a like on this video. I would super appreciate that. And if you're subscribed, thank you. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you've subscribed before, just double check and see if you are subscribed. I actually got a message yesterday from a long-time fan of the channel who was kind of upset with me because he says I kicked him off, and I did not. YouTube just likes to randomly unsubscribe you, and I have no reason to know. I don't know why. I don't know the reason. I just know they do it. So please, just double check. Make sure you're still subscribed. All right, guys. Be good to each other. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on my next video or live stream.